order to record sound correctly on the Canon 5D, you need to get one of these DV Pro mixers out from the loan shop, as the inbuilt microphone on these cameras is not very good and you hear the mechanics of the lens and the motor. So grab yourself one of these DV Pro mixers from the loan shop. You will also need two 9-volt batteries, two square batteries. You can buy these from the loan shop or you can buy them elsewhere. I strongly recommend that you get a decent brand, not a cheap £1 brand, as they will die quite quickly. So for the DV Pro mixer, you've got these little cassettes at the back where you take these out, and this is where our batteries are going to sit. So we put our batteries into each one of these, and then we'll pop them back into their holders. Okay. On the front of the DV Pro mixer, we have this switch that says EXT and back. When it's down to EXT, it effectively means the DV Pro mixer is switched off, as we're not using an external power source. When you flick it up to battery, then it'll be running off the batteries. So I'm going to flip that up to battery. The switch next to this is the oscillator. So if I flick that up towards OSC, eventually it will give me this constant tone, which will allow me to make sure that the signal coming into the box is also the same signal that's going to go into the camera. So in order for me to do that, once I've set the oscillator, I need to get myself a 3.5mm to 3.5mm cable. On the side of the DV Pro mixer, we've got 3 inputs. I'm going to put one end of the cable into where it says mic out, and the other end of this cable is going to go into the side of the camera where it says mic. Okay. So that will go in like that. So this is generating a constant tone. What I now need to do is go into the menu settings of my camera and make sure that I match these tones up. So I'm going to press menu. I'm going to go across to the live view movie function set, and I'm going to go down to where it says sound recording, and I'm going to press the button in, and I'm going to change that to manual. Okay. I then need to go down to record level, press the wheel in again. I'm then going to go down to record level, press the button in again, and using this thumb wheel, I'm going to turn these levels down so that these indicators on here match the same on the DV Pro mixer. So although they're different colours, we've got all white here and then touching into the amber. Here we've got all green and then touching into the amber. Once that's set up, it means that any levels going into this are also the same as what's going into the camera. I can then turn this OSC switch off. Okay. This switch next to OSC needs to be up to where it says DIR. Here we've got 3 channel controls, and we've got switches for whether we want the left channel, whether we want it to be central or right. Okay. This switch here in the middle needs to be set to the middle setting. Once I've set the oscillator tones, so the levels that are coming into the DV Pro mixer are the same as the ones going into the camera, I can flip the oscillator switch off. What I then need to do is get myself an XLR cable, male to female XLR cable, and I'm going to take the male end of the cable and I'm going to plug it into here where it says channel 1. The microphone that we're using is a condenser microphone, so it requires some form of power. We have a switch here that says D, Al and C. So D is for dynamic, Al is for line and C is for condenser, so I need to make sure that the switch is set down to C. Because it requires power, I then need to make sure that this switch here is set to 48 pH. I'm going to take the other end of my XLR cable now, and I'm going to plug it into my rifle mic. And then in order to get my levels, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can use this dial here next to where it says channel 1. I can turn it down if they're too loud, and I can turn them up if they're too quiet. And the levels that you see on the DV Pro mixer will then match the levels that you can see on the camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Once we've done all that, press the video button to take us back to our video display, and then we can start our recording. I've got a little M here at the bottom which indicates I'm controlling our audio manually. We can get our headphones and we can attach them into where it said headphones, and then we're able to hear what's been going on.